Welcome to Survivor's Hotline. Questions, chaos, and consequences. Where you bring the questions, we bring the judgment, and together we discover just how preventable most of your problems actually are. The Wasteland has no shortage of terrible decisions. Fortunately, survivors are kind enough to send us their worst concerns so the rest of us can learn exactly what not to do. This is where I do my best to provide guidance, and also where I repeatedly lose faith in humanity. Today, I am joined by Jace Holloway, who's going to help me with reading the questions and answering anything that I might not have a full understanding of. Say hello, Jace.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jace Holloway. I'm the host of Tales from a Reluctant Survivor. I'm also the Wasteland's resident writer. And speaking of writing, I just wanted to tell you all about.
Jace, we already talked about this. Never mind, people. Okay, let's begin. Jace, what's the first question?
Question 1 is I found an old survival guide that says drinking mystery liquid helps build immunity. Should I trust it?
Should they trust it? Well, if by immunity you mean hallucinations, spontaneous organ failure, and glowing in the dark, yeah, sure, trust it. Otherwise, no one wins when you drink unidentified liquids. Why is this still a question? Why do people look at something that is clearly radioactive, shrug, and think, maybe it's a superpower serum? Is survival just a hobby to you? Is reckless experimentation your passion? Because listen, if it glows, if it bubbles aggressively, if it smells faintly like old iron and dirty socks, put it down and walk away. This is not complicated, people.
Okay, let's go on to the next question.
Yeah, let's see what other moronic crap we can get into.
Okay, the next question. How do I make people think I'm a seasoned wasteland warrior without actually knowing anything?
Confidence in layering. Wear extra belts, unnecessary pouches, and carry at least one oversized knife. No one questions the heavily accessorized. Honestly, this one I can respect. You want to survive based on pure aesthetic intimidation. That's great. But understand it only works if you commit. You want people to assume you're dangerous? Drape yourself in a sheer amount of weaponry that defies all logic. Do you need 6 belts? No. But will people hesitate before messing with somebody wearing 6 belts? Absolutely. However, and this needs to be said, there is a fine line between intimidating wasteland warrior and walking parody. Full body spikes, overuse of leather, a trench coat that dramatically billows whenever you enter a room. It's been done. It's been overdone. Do you want people to respect you, or do you want them to whispering behind your back like, is this guy cosplaying Mad Max, or... Look, fashion in the wasteland is already impractical. But let's be honest, we don't need more people dressing like they just walked out of a post-apocalyptic themed cosplay gathering during Why Are We Doing This Again Day. You need functional intimidation, not the aesthetic of someone who raids the ruins of old thrift stores looking for battle-ready gear. If you absolutely must wear spikes, keep them minimal. Otherwise, you're one accidental stumble away from impaling yourself with your own shoulder pad. Leather? Fine, but don't layer so much that you start sweating out your body's own water supply. And if you insist on dark dramatic sunglasses, at least make sure you can still actually see in the dark. Survival first, fashion second. Bottom line, do less. Less is more. You can look dangerous without looking like the cover band version of every post-apocalyptic movie villain. Choose wisely.
And I just want to add that I actually do cover a lot about wasteland fashion and my new upcoming.
No, Jace, this is not the right time. Just read the next question, please.
Okay, fine, whatever. Okay, next question. I ate something I couldn't identify. I feel fine for now. How long until I should panic?
Hmm. You have a 6-hour window before you learn whether this was food or an irreversible mistake. If you start hearing colors, you're probably not going to make it. The first mistake was eating something unrecognizable. The second mistake was coming to me for reassurance. Because listen, I am not the person who's going to tell you, don't worry, you'll be fine. No, you are not fine. You are currently a science experiment in progress, and the only variable is how much pain and agony you are about to experience. Best case, mild stomach discomfort. Worst case, you start speaking an ancient language that no one remembers. There is a real chance your body is currently negotiating with reality itself. You may undergo a transformation that no one asked for. Have you ever wanted to vibrate at a frequency only small insects can hear? No? Well, you may not get a choice. And let's be real. This is how we get more mutants. This is how we get more zombies. And if the universe is feeling particularly vindictive, this is how we get mutant zombies. So when people ask, how does mutation happen? Just remember, someone ate something sketchy. Ignore all the warning signs, and now we have to deal with the consequences of, mutant zombies. You've got 6 hours, buddy. Hope you made peace with yourself and, well, everything else.
Okay. Glad you can tell us how you really feel about it. Okay, next question. A stranger just offered me a deal with the words trust me and winked at me. He seemed friendly, but I just don't know.
Wow. Okay. So, survival rule number 1. Anyone who says, trust me, in the wasteland should immediately be distrusted. And if they also wink, run. You may think winking adds charm. Wrong. Winking adds danger. No one ever winks in the wasteland unless they know something you don't. And that something is probably how fast you're going to regret this decision. Trust should never be built on tone and facial expressions alone. Verify first, then trust. Actually, don't trust, just verify. Let's break this down. What kind of person just casually says, trust me, without giving any details whatsoever? A con artist. A traitor who has something extra special for you that may or may not be radioactive. A wanderer who conveniently knows a shortcut through raider territory but refuses to elaborate further. Nothing about this situation screams safe. And the wink? That wink, yeah, that's not flirtation. That's a prelude to disaster. The moment you see that wink, you should probably be backing away slowly. This person has inside information about the consequences that you are about to suffer. You know what never follows a wink? Good times. No one has ever winked and then offered a truly beneficial survival tip. No one has ever winked and handed over something that didn't backfire spectacularly. If you ever find yourself standing in front of someone who looks just a little too confident in their vague promises, just excuse yourself and walk the other way. Bottom line, if someone winks at you and says, trust me, they're testing how gullible you are. Don't fail that test.
Okay, so the next and I guess final question is, I think I accidentally became the leader of a raider gang. How do I get out of this?
I think you can take this one, Jace. You actually have a little bit of experience with this, don't you?
Yeah, I do have a little bit of experience. So actually, it's bad news. You're probably not getting out of it. You either lean into it and roll with ruthless efficiency, or retirement involves several knives. Just make sure you make the right decision. This is one of those moments where you look back at your life and pinpoint the exact mistake that led you there. If you're the leader now, someone saw something in you, either charisma or complete disregard for consequences, and now they believe in you. This means people are expecting things from you: strategy, orders, a clear vision for their raiding future. The worst part, they think you know what you're doing. So you have a couple of options. Option 1, commit to the role. If you're in charge, lean into it hard. Start giving dramatic speeches. Don't ever worry about making sense, just sound intense. Wear a long coat. Cultivate that aura of vague menace. And if someone questions you, narrow your eyes slightly and say, "Do you really want to know the answer to that?" They will not ask again. Option 2, and this is the one that I took when I had my, experience. Disappear immediately. You have one chance to escape before people start getting attached to your leadership style. If you wait too long, you will find yourself stuck planning raids, organizing supply runs, and negotiating territorial disputes like you accidentally got hired for a job you never applied for. Now, if you choose that option, do it fast and make it look intentional. Dramatic exits work best. Say something cryptic, drop a smoke bomb if you have one, and vanish before anyone can follow up. Otherwise, your retirement might involve several knives, and none of them will be decorative. Just either embrace your new career or flee before you start collecting responsibility like unpaid debt.
Thank you, Jace. And I am looking forward to hearing that whole story about how you got out of being a leader of a raid group. But anyway, for now, that's all we have for Survivor's Hotline. If your question wasn't answered, don't worry. It probably wasn't as immediately emergent as the ones featured today. Tune in next time, assuming you haven't wandered into a glowing puddle or followed someone who said, "Trust me." Honestly, the bar for minimal common sense to surviving is pretty low. Try not to trip over it. Seriously, how has anyone survived?
Dumb luck is my guess.